Hello everyone. Today we've been doing okay. We are down $3, but I was at a point up like quite a bit. This isn't today. Today. And our red line's still pretty good. It's more just the showdown stuff that we've been losing to. Like if I show you one or two of the spots that had me a little bit stumped while I was playing, and then afterwards analyzing it, I kind of figured out what was wrong. You'll see that, like for this one, for instance, I'm sort of used to on tour now, when I have pretty much gonna have the better hand most of the time here, and a lot of the time, if this is a fish, they're going to be calling down with a worse king. If they had a king, ace king, they would have re-raised. They're either going to have king queen or worse, usually. So yeah, it's pretty much these spots we're going to be printing a lot of the time, I think. But the problem is that I think it requires it to be a fish, because if it's not a fish, what happens is this player is like, oh, this person's betting into me. I'm not going to raise with a better hand. I'm just going to let them bet into me. Whereas a lot of the time, a fish will just re-raise. Most players will re-raise as well. But I think in this case, when he saw that I was betting quite big, he was just happy to call and didn't want to scare me off. But yeah, so I just pretty much triple barreled and then wrote a note about it. I should only really be doing that with people that I've got tagged as fish or have less than $2 or are very obviously a fish. So that was pretty interesting. And then there was another one where I had a short stack here, and the short stack re-raised me when I had queens, and I was like, well, if I get it in now, it's unlikely that the short stack is going to be playing optimally. They're probably not going to be playing, it's a lower chance that they're going to have, aces, kings, ace, king. Sorry about that. At this point, so if I just get it in now and they call, I'm basically printing. That was my thought process, but I think what I have to do in this spot is actually just call out of position. And what it means is that on the flop, I can re-raise all in. Sorry, I can check. Yeah, I can check raise. Yeah, I can check raise all in. On the flop, if there's no ace or king, and it's still like if he's got ace king, he's probably going to call with such a short stack and such a good hand anyway. So that's my thought for that in the future. And then I had a whole bunch of other hands where I was like, I tried to bluff, like for this one, for example. He checked with the 3. And this is something Charlie's talked about as well, like check with your check when you have value in these spots, big blind versus small blind, so that the big blind bets with their air. And so that's what I did. I bet with my air, and then we sort of improved here with the spade, but I didn't really consider that he could also have spades, could also have a 3, and so I decided to double barrel here, where I should have just conceded and just let just check folded basically. And then on the river with the king, I wanted to, like, I was like, I could have one spade a lot of the time and be calling there, and this board's pretty there's a lot of misses that he could have as well, with like a 5 or a 4, or like a pair of 5s, pair of 4s, things like that, or like a 7 or a 6. When the king comes, I'm like, I can bet super big and hopefully scare him off. But in the end, he had a 3. He did tank for a long time before calling, so yeah, I potentially could have bet bigger, but I just think I shouldn't have been in this pot. I should have just, from this point on, just check folded. Anyway, there's just a few spots. Let's play some hands and see how we go. I think we can call here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we can. think any A6 calls, but again, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm going to do a small bet. Him checking here, he can have some value like jacks or queens. And not raising me. He could also have the flush, but I think he would have raised me if he had like the nut flush. It's more likely he's got a jack or a queen and just doesn't want to bet. So, but in this case, I don't think I'm getting him to fold unless I bet absolutely huge, which I don't want to do because I don't know how station he is. And then when he bets here, he's betting for value for sure. I think in that situation in the future, I should just not bet at all because a lot of his range is just not betting on the flop. Like all of his queens and jacks are unlikely to bet. Just check down for value. Alright, so here we've got some value. I kind of don't want to... Actually, I can give him the betting lead. And he's not taking it, that's cool. So we can bet small. And if he calls, we can bet big. And now we can't bet big. That's not good. Let's just check. Okay. Tough one. But I don't think I needed to. I mean, I hit the jack. Ooh, okay. Okay, so this guy's range, it doesn't hit his range at all. Can have pocket pairs, can have... Yeah, but mostly his overcards. This guy's got a lot of pocket pairs, a lot of overcards as well. So if he calls here, I'm definitely going to... I mean, I think I can call here anyway, but with this guy, I think I can actually check raise. Could have a set here as well. Unlikely, but... And if we get re-raised... Huh, interesting. So I think we can rep the 6, but him calling here makes me think he's got an overpair or he's got the straight draw. I think I can bet here and make it look like I'm betting for value. And we miss. So there's a lot of draws that have missed here, but I think we can just assume that he's got either a set here or overpairs, in which case I can't really bet. I think I just have to give up. He's got 9. Okay. That's super wide. 19 off. On 19 off under the gun. That's crazy wide. I've also got him tagged as a gambler. So I think I mean, we don't have that good of a hand. I feel like we could call here, but I'd rather just fold. I'd call with Jack 10, maybe even 3. Whoa, quads. Have a king. Shit. I'm just going to check. Could be checking here with a king. Under the gun. It's got something. Could have... I think we bet small twice, actually. Could have a flush draw. No. Two of cards, we fold that. It would have been sick if he had ace king or kings. Okay, this is an interesting one. We don't have the nut flush, so I don't really... Like, this guy can have the nut flush, this guy can't. You would think he would have re-raised with it. This guy's got a lot of queens, this guy's got a lot of pairs and suited connectors. Not a lot of fives. I'm going to bet about half to fold out any you know, overcards. We might get some pairs following us. And unlikely that he's got the flush draw, more likely that he's got the nuts of some sort, like queen ace, well not the nuts, but ace queen, or just like pair. I could bet really big to fold him off the pair, but I'm not confident. I don't know what this guy's playstyle is, so I'm just going to check. Yeah, he's got tens. 2 times pot, or 1.5 times pot there. He's probably going to fold out his tens, but I'm not sure. I haven't played those spots enough to know what most people will fold out. So this guy plays quite tight from what I've seen. And that guy's really tricky actually. He was like limping ace king suited on the button and things like that. Not even verse under the gun. And limping queens and kings and stuff. I was pretty surprised. Okay. 9 to bet. It's got a pretty big 3%, but I mean our hand's more of like a bluff in a way anyway. It's at the bottom of our range. Okay, cool. So we've got a call here. We've got a straight draw. That this board hits his range a lot. Is a fish. I'm just gonna call, and we don't have to keep calling. So we've got a lot of queens and tens here. More queens now. Still some queens and tens. Could also have a draw as well, actually. You can have king jack for sure. I think if I re-raise here, still calling with king jack. Still calling with queens, still calling with tens. But I think we can stack him if we hit a king, so I'm going to call. 9, 10, jack, queen. So his king jack makes it. And I'm going to fold here. There's just too many things that I lose to. Alright, last hand. Ace queen with the ace. We are going in strong. Super strong. Cool. So there, I think he's calling with like a lot of spades, one spade, or even a queen himself. Let me get this hand too. Could be calling with a 6 too. But I don't think we want to bring them along. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that's given you some idea of how I'm playing now. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck at the tables.